So a thing I mentioned in the video as well is I only want this to be able to be shown if I'm logged in. And since we already have our login information with up here, it only shows if you're logged in, then we can just reuse some of this because we already have the current user, right? We can already check in this because that's what we set up down here. So this will be super easy for us to do. So let's locate our router link for the orders here, and let's just do a v-if here. So we do v-if, and the only thing we need to do here is type current user, because now it's just checking if you're logged in or if you're not. So right now you're logged in. Woo, we see it, right? Let's do a logout. Sign out, okie dokie, and now it's gone. So that's how easy that was. So sign in again to Bagel. Why doesn't it remember me anymore? Stupid computer. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we log in, and then we have our orders back again. Sweet, that's how easy that was. The next part is I'm just gonna steal from a menu here because it works and we want to reuse some of the things from in here. So I'm just gonna copy everything from menu, closing down navigation and router, and just leaving the orders here. So I'm gonna overwrite everything, click save. And this should also create so we have all these things, right? The reason why I want to use some of this and like the structure of this one here. So what I can do now is I can just remove all the CSS because it's already there. So let's click save. Still should be there. We have some issues because some of the CSS is attached only to this one. That's all right, don't worry. And then we're just going to scroll up here and let's start removing so we only have the part we need, right? At least the white boxes. So the row from, let's start over here and start emptying this. So we want to remove the row and we want to remove the other row and we want to remove, that's a bit too much I think. Let's click save, see what this does. That's this one. All right, let's click the next one. So I should be fine. Then we have this one left. So we're just slowly starting to remove the things we want. So basically what we want is this. So current basket, which we'll change the name of course. This will be, I can't even remember what it will be. It will be revenue maybe, yes I think so. Or we can actually just check. Revenue, no more wasting time. Revenue, like this. So this should switch this up to revenue, sweet. And then we also want to keep this for now, but we also want another one. So let's just take this part, this div block, this is the white one over here, and let's copy this out. So we have two of those. And let's click save. This should create another line here. And what we want to do is we just want to create a little space between these two. And we're just going to use Vuetify's own system here. So inside the class where we already created padding all with the 2, we're just going to do margin top -1. So that will create the space between, and now we can just type in here revenue, and the bottom one here will be completed orders. I feel like the John Barcor, whatever he's called, the one who stopped in the English House of Parliaments. Order! Sorry. Anyways, so now we have this set up here, and that's the first part. So let's scroll up here and let's start removing a lot of stuff from up here. So the first thing I want to do is just see up here, it starts here. So this div, I want to copy this because I want two areas as well, because I want the top one and the bottom one like this. We have the info and the actual orders. So this will be my orders, and then we want to create one above it. So let's take this here and copy and just do an enter, paste in, and then close your div like this. And let's move it back out here so it looks a little bit more pretty like this. And let's do a quick test and type info. So this should create this one up here, right? And let's switch this up as well. So it says menu items. We want it to say orders. Right. So we want to have the same thing here. We want to have this one just moved a little bit down. So margin top, move it down. Great. That's sweet. I'm just gonna create some space in here and use this space to start styling what we want, because we want to use rows and all these things we can to rows and columns to start making it look like this. So we want to have a row and then a column and column and rows inside of this one, right? So many things. All right. So first thing we want to create is a row. So let's do a v-row and let's try doing info again. So this will just move it like this, right? So woohoo! What? Nothing really happened. Great. I want to add a class. I want to wait with that class one here. But inside my row, I want to create a column for my first one. And the first one I want to create is for the info, right? So let's make this capital so it's the same as the other one. So capital info and says row. Woo! Sweet. What I want to do is, that's kind of like a Spice Girls song, whatever, is I want to start using the VueJS application or typography to start styling some of my text here as well. So we want to use some of these, for example the body one here we want to use for the headliner, so the regular size with 16. That's what we want to use in our system for this one, right? Alright, so let's go back here to our code. Set up a paragraph, so paragraph here, and let's create the space in here and move our info inside the paragraph because that's just good stuff. And in here I want to add some classes to my paragraph to control it, right? And the one I want to use is, I want to use the body here, so it says class, that's the dot, and I want to, let's say I want to add a font weight bold to it as well, so let's copy this because this is bigger. So I want to add this to my class, so let's just type this in first and see what this does. I'm gonna leave this open and save, and now you can see it turns bold. Woo! Sweet! This is working. And the next one I want is the body.-1 for it, and then I just create a space, paste this in, and that one, and that creates that effect as well. And I want to create some padding on the left side. So like you have with whenever you're doing padding and margin, and like we did up here, we can do the same inside this class. So I'm just going to do pl-1 as well to create padding left. And I want to color the text for my dark gray, since I have that set up in my Vuetify here. We have dark gray. Sweet, so we can use that in our theme. So dark gray, and we can try this first and see what happens. So this will create the background color, right? But we want the text, so add the dash text to this, and that will change the text to the dark gray instead, or yeah, well, it's sort of a light gray. Anyways, that's setting up the first part. The next one I want to do is, since we're going to be using this area, setting up the columns, I need to declare that as well. So do cols, and I'm going to use 12. And in this one, I want to use, for the medium to small screens, I just want to use one column. So if it goes below this, it's going to use 12 columns. So this is some of the things I didn't actually figure out in the first videos when I started using Vuetify's new version, the 2.0. Sweet. And I just want to add a class to this one as well, and that's going to be padding all for 2. So let's do this, and that moved it a little bit, but you won't really see the big changes now. So I'm just going to copy this 2 more times because I want to use this for the last couple of rows in it here, right? So we need to have 1, 2, 3 rows, columns, 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns. Sweet. And I'm just quickly going to set up before I end this video. So the first column is set to 1, the next one is going to be set to 6. That leaves me with 6 rows for the last one. I want to keep this one here, so let's click a save, and let's see. So this sets it up as I want. So sweet, now we have the first setup for our top part of our information box up here.